3 reasons why you're gonna ruin your short film and you're never gonna get it done. You're gonna be a failure and you're gonna regret everything in life. Just kidding. 3 things I wish I would have known before I started my short film. So I've been working on this short film for a while now. In my defense, I started it as a exercise where I was gonna film and edit 1-minute segments, and it would all kind of revolve around the same narrative or the same like kind of story, same people, same world. And I was gonna like post 1-minute segments on Instagram. That was like my idea. I was like, oh, I want to work on some more narrative stuff. I don't want to just make, I don't know, I didn't want to just do like what I was doing at the time, which I was doing a lot of like skit videos or little just, I wasn't making anything like cohesive that had to do with anything, and I wasn't showcasing my actual talents, like my actual work. That wasn't really a short film. It was gonna be like a short series or something, I guess, because the short film is one thing, and this was gonna be an endless amount of 1-minute segments that I thought would help me practice, would help me showcase what I can do, and also help me understand what it takes to film something from start to finish. So I started that a while ago. I had posted the first couple, 1, 2, maybe 3 minutes of like things, and I like realized quickly that I was like, oh, I really want to make like an actual short film out of this. I really liked what I had started, and I felt like I was like grasping an idea for a story, because I kind of just wrote some like, I would write a short paragraph and I would film it, and you know, I would like do something and narrate it, and that was it. And so yeah, that's how it all started. Once I started doing that and I realized I wanted to actually do something that was gonna be like, I wanted to make one whole thing, something I could ball up and put out into the world. I started to take it more seriously. I started writing. I had already filmed a couple things, but really like it wasn't anything. I was like, okay, I'm gonna write something. I'm gonna really delve into the story and actually write scripts and know the full story. And yeah, that didn't happen. That didn't happen at all. Like, I wrote some stuff, but I would always stop and I'd feel accomplished after writing a good chunk, but I never knew where the end was gonna go. And that was like one of my biggest thing. That was number 1 right there, is know where you're going. And it seems pretty obvious, like how are you gonna even work on a short film if you don't know what the end of it is? But it's very easy. You just start and you're like,
yeah, this works, and I'll figure it out along the way. And
it doesn't work. It doesn't work. I mean, I kind of made that happen, and I got to where I was going, and because I kept filming and doing stuff, I did find like a way to like figure out where it was gonna go. But it wasn't until I started really studying storytelling, using things like Studio Binder, which is a great YouTube channel for everything you need to know about like creating, writing, like filming, the audio, everything. They just break down so much stuff, and it's really amazing. This plane is like, my ADHD antenna is going off. Yeah, knowing where I needed to go was one of the most important things. Like, knowing that if I didn't know what the end was going to be, how was I supposed to like write a compelling story and take you there without knowing where there was, you know? That was tough. But through all the studying, through all the time spent, hours of watching these videos and like reading on like storytelling and 3-act structure and understanding like what makes someone emotionally invested into something, that's when I started to like actually understand where I was going or where it should go, and also how I could make the short film something that was going to be like basically something that you were going to be emotionally invested into. Now that's like the hope. I'm almost done with it, but like I know I have an ending. I know exactly where it's going to end. I know exactly where I'm going with it. I know how to get there, and I also know the points in which they're going to be like in the story, the points in which the script is like tugging at your soul to make you care about me. That was the number 1 thing so far that I've learned from filming, was just like know where you're gonna go, study, and write and rewrite and edit, and you know what I mean? Like, don't just think you're gonna sit down, write a script, and that's gonna be it. You're always gonna rewrite stuff. Things are gonna come up and that are gonna inspire you. So yeah. All right, so another thing that I did not think about at all And I mean, I didn't plan on shooting, so like I started this thing a year ago. There's like animals in here and it freaks me out. Anyway, I started this thing like a year ago, maybe even longer, and I don't even like to say that because it makes me sad, but I started it a long time ago. And something that you don't think about is like continuity, which just means like things matching up throughout the whole film. The way I look in the beginning of the short film should be the same how I look at the end to a certain degree, unless there's like changes that happen, which there are. So, but something as simple as like a fucking haircut is crazy, because like I didn't think about how the fact that I might need to keep up with a certain hairstyle throughout the short film, because my hair grows fast. So in certain shots, my hair is a little crazier, I look a little grizzlier, my beard's thicker, and then other shots I'm all clean cut. And that's like a huge issue when you're trying to film something and all of a sudden you're looking back and everything has changed. Like you're like, oh, I look different in all these shots, and now doesn't feel like it's in the same world. Like, and some people might not notice and some people will notice. And like, you know, with guys and their beards, like our beards grow fast, so like some days you're gonna trim, some days you're not. Like it makes sense, right, that your beard might look a little different. But in a short film or in like a movie, you don't think about that, because they have like hairstylists, they have makeup artists, everybody's like working to make sure that everything looks good, looks the same, matches the last shot. Luckily, I think it's gonna work out fine, but I've definitely like either gained weight or lost weight, or hair looks different. Mostly it's the hair that's the biggest issue, because like I've been putting off getting a haircut because I know in the film I'm looking grizzly, and so I don't want to have like a perfect fade for some scenes and then not for other scenes when I know they've been apart. So it's continuity. That's been another thing. That's number two. That's the two biggest issues. Storytelling and continuity were like big, because since it's been taking so long to film everything, which is my fault, because you know I've wanted to do a lot more, but it's tough. It's tough to get people all together. I have people that I want in the film, like other like friends who are acting in it, and myself, and it's like time goes. I need to make money, so I'm prioritizing client work over my own passion projects. I'm prioritizing like, you know, my rest and my mental health over like working hard on this. So that's been tough. That's definitely been tough. Number 3, gear. I think a product of building a business and getting better at what you do, you start to accumulate so much more stuff, which is awesome. Like more gear, more things to shoot with, more tools. I just see them as tools. But something that I started noticing myself doing is when I get something new, I'll use it a lot. So for instance, I got a little remote control dolly, you know, a simple little $70 dolly. I ended up using it over and over again for a bunch of shots that were like back to back. And when I was watching the footage, I realized that like at a certain point, all my shots then had movement, when before that everything was static. So it was like, it's very obvious that all of a sudden I got that dolly. And so I took some of those shots out, and I realized, I was like, okay, if anything, I gotta spread it out. I can't use it all in this one quick thing, or now only use these dolly shots, or now that I have like, I bought this thing, which is like a Magic Arm like clamp. And that was great, especially for like car shots and certain things like that. But I can't just use it for everything now. Like I have to like really use it when I need it, or like use it with intentionality. So it's been nice, and I want to do a video of like all the gear that I have and how I've been trying to like only buy things I really need, that I feel like I could use, that are gonna make me money, or that are gonna like help with my filmmaking, my storytelling. But I can get a lot done with just a tripod, or even just putting the camera on anything, setting it up on some books. Like you can do a lot with just the camera, so you don't need the gear, but it's definitely helped. All those tools have helped me get more creative shots, have made me more creative in the sense of like, when you have extra stuff, you can do more things. Something simple as like, using that magic arm to clamp to the window of a car, now I have really cool moving shots of people driving for their music videos and stuff, and like that was great. But if all of a sudden I get that tool and now I'm using it for every single thing, I would definitely, you would notice it in the videos. You would be like, oh yeah, he's using that clamp for every single shot. It no longer becomes special if you're using it for every single thing, or using it so much that it becomes obvious. Because one of the things with filmmaking is like, you don't want to make any of the gear, you don't want it to be obvious. You want people to just be like in the world that you're building. You don't want them to be like, oh, that's really nice lighting, that's super cool. You don't even want them to think about lighting. Quote that I've heard about lighting is like, good lighting you don't even notice because it looks natural, it looks real, you don't think about it. Sometimes simplicity and subtlety can serve your ideas best. I still have like 40%, maybe even 35% more of the film to finish. I'm really excited. I'm gonna be uploading a lot more on this channel. This channel is brand new pretty much. The only thing I have on here right now is a vertical documentary I shot for one of the artists I was working with a lot, the 3RD, and he wanted to talk about a video we did and like the song and the meaning behind it. I didn't know the whole story, and when I found out, it really compelled me to have him sit down and do an interview, and we were just gonna make like a quick little minute-long thing about it, but it turned into like a 15-minute documentary, and it's all vertical, so it's like, you know, it was made for like mobile, it was made for like social media, but that's the only thing that's on here. And so if you're interested in that, you can check it out on the channel. I really love it. It was a lot of fun. Thanks for watching. That's pretty much it. More to come.